Today I'm looking at flip-flops. Here's a flip-flop. I bought this at a local supermarket type place called K-Mart, and they cost $1.99. Now you can see I made a fix for it, because only after a short week or so these cheap pieces of garbage pulled through, and you see that there's a little piece of plastic right there that comes on the end of the flip-flop. That's supposed to hold it in place. But in the United States they have this thing called Frank Gehry economics. It came post-haste with George Bush. The two of them decided to sponsor their concept of stealing from the public. So what they do is they degrade the material. See, this is foam rubber. At one point in time, when I was a kid, you could have one of these pair of flip-flops for 10 years. At best, you'd have to replace them when your foot grew. But you can see, look at that, all that pressure. Granted, I'm 6 foot tall, 165 pounds, but look at that deflection. But nonetheless, they're useful in the environment of stone in a desert, and so I use them still. I have another pair of sandals, but these sometimes are more comfortable and sometimes less comfortable. But they break so quick that I invented a fix. And that's the whole point of this video, is that I know you're out there in Frank Gehry and George Bush economics, and everyone's telling you that you should buy something that breaks so that your bro, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your friend can have another job. Well, I don't know. Frank Gehry doesn't share any of his wealth, and in the United States, for some reason, he gets to practice without a license, and he's from Canada, so it's a bit of a conspiracy. So here's how you fix the conspiracy. I made up this little fix. This little piece of plastic you can take out of clothing. Clothing commonly comes with this in the collar or on the shoulder. When you buy it in a store, or you can buy it in a store as a piece of plastic, or you get some products that have heavy-duty plastic, and you can use that. But all I'm doing here is going to take a pair of scissors, and I'm going to see, this is 2 inches. 2 inches. I'm going to take 1 inch of it by 1 inch and make a square. Now this is just a handheld video, so bear with it. See? There's the scissors, and cut. Well, that's hard. Hold on. Cut. Now this is a video, so I'm trying to show you, but it's kind of hard. One person. Anyway, there you go, cut. So I cut that, and then I got to cut this other part of the square out. So I cut that. It doesn't have to be perfect, You might come up with a better shape, but this one works. Now, you're going to have to do the impossible and cut a little circle out of there. So it can be inventive, it could be, a shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like, let's see, let's look at the other one. See that? See, it's not perfect, but, it works. So here we go. Oh, that's my coffee there. See, it's waiting for me. Alright, so cut halfway, and then sort of invent that circle. I'm going to go back the other way because it feels like it's a little tight. There you go. That was simple, huh? Oh, now you know an architect. Me. Now you see, did Frank Gehry ever invent one of those things? No, no, Frank Gehry made some big balloons made out of metal that he didn't invent. That I just happened to invent when I was in Florida. And the cloud burst is the meaning of the big shape. And he copied that when I was at MIT because the dean at MIT was his sponsor from Australia, who's now dead because Frank Gehry spent all his money. But he was into oil. And if you read about mining in Australia, that was big. And he was the son of a big miner, Bill Mitchell. Now you see, let's look at that again. What's the design? Now you don't see that in Frank Gehry's portfolio. And this costs nothing. So just take a look at that. Put it onto the flip-flop. There you go. It's on there. And you see? No pull-through. Wow. Now, they call that pull-through in architecture. You know, when a screw pops out and the panel falls off and the guy has to go replace it. You know, you've heard about that in Barcelona. Anyway, let's put them on. Oh, there they are. Oh, see? They're working. Woo!